When you dig into your garden bed and find hard, lifeless soil that barely grows anything worthwhile, you're looking at what gardeners call tired or dead soil. This condition happens when soil has been depleted of organic matter, beneficial microorganisms have died off, and the structure is broken down to the point where roots can't penetrate, and water either runs off or pools without draining. The good news is that soil can be brought back to life through natural methods that rebuild its ecosystem from the ground up. Before we jump into solutions, understanding the problem helps you target your efforts more efficiently. Soil becomes exhausted through continuous cropping without replenishment, excessive tilling that destroys soil structure and kills beneficial fungi, compaction from foot traffic or machinery, and the overuse of synthetic fertilizers that feed plants but starve the soil food web. Research published in the journal Soil Biology and Biochemistry shows that agricultural soils have lost between 30 to 75% of their original organic carbon content, which directly correlates with reduced microbial populations and poor plant performance. Dead soil typically has less than 1% organic matter, poor aggregation, low water holding capacity, and virtually no earthworm activity. The single most important step in reviving tired soil is adding organic matter, which serves as both food for soil organisms and the building block of soil structure. Incorporating 2 to 3 inches of finished compost into the top 6 to 8 inches of soil provides an immediate boost of nutrients while introducing beneficial bacteria and fungi. Studies from the Rodale Institute demonstrate that soils amended with compost show increased water retention of up to 20% compared to unamended soils, along with improved nutrient cycling and disease suppression. Well-rotted animal manure offers similar benefits, though it should be aged for at least 6 months to prevent nitrogen burn and pathogen issues. Leaf mold, which is simply decomposed leaves, creates exceptional soil structure and water retention, though it contributes fewer nutrients than compost. Research from the University of Illinois Extension confirms that leaf mold can hold up to 500% of its weight in water, making it invaluable for improving moisture retention in sandy or degraded soils. Vermicompost, or worm castings, deserves special attention because it introduces concentrated populations of beneficial microorganisms, along with plant-available nutrients. A study in applied soil ecology found that vermicompost contains 5 times more nitrogen, 7 times more phosphorus, and 11 times more potassium than ordinary soil. Plus, it's teeming with beneficial bacteria that help establish a healthy soil food web. Even small amounts, such as a handful mixed around each plant, can trigger remarkable improvements in soil health. Once you've amended the soil, keeping it covered with organic mulch becomes essential for maintaining and building on those improvements. A 3 to 4 inch layer of straw, shredded leaves, or wood chips protects soil from erosion, moderates temperature swings, suppresses weeds, and retains moisture. As the mulch breaks down over time, it feeds the soil surface with a constant supply of organic matter, mimicking how forest floors naturally build fertility. Research from Washington State University shows that mulched soils maintain temperatures up to 10 degrees cooler in summer and warmer in winter compared to bare soil, creating optimal conditions for root growth and microbial activity. The decomposition process at the mulch-soil interface creates habitat for beneficial organisms, from earthworms that create drainage channels to fungi that form networks connecting plant roots. Continuous mulching transforms even the most degraded soil over time, building the dark, crumbly topsoil layer that characterizes healthy garden beds. Beyond basic organic matter, specific amendments can address particular deficiencies while supporting the broader soil ecosystem. Biochar, which is charcoal created through oxygen-limited burning of organic materials, provides permanent improvement to soil structure when properly prepared. The key is charging biochar before application by soaking it in compost tea or mixing it with compost for several weeks. Research published in Geoderma demonstrates that biochar additions increase soil carbon storage, improve nutrient retention by up to 50%, and provide stable habitat for beneficial microorganisms that persists for hundreds of years. For gardens showing signs of magnesium deficiency, such as yellowing between leaf veins on older leaves, Epsom salt provides a quick natural fix. Dissolving 1 tablespoon in a gallon of water and applying to the soil delivers magnesium and sulfur, both essential for chlorophyll production and overall plant health. Blackstrap molasses serves as food for soil microbes rather than plants directly. Diluting 1 tablespoon in a gallon of water and watering it into the soil provides simple sugars that fuel bacterial populations, which then accelerate the breakdown of organic matter and nutrient cycling. Wood ash from untreated wood can raise pH in acidic soils while providing potassium and calcium, though it should be used sparingly. Application rates should not exceed 10 to 15 pounds per 1,000 square feet annually, as excessive ash can make soil too alkaline and lock up essential nutrients. Always test soil pH before adding ash to avoid creating imbalances. Cover crops, sometimes called green manures, represent one of the most powerful tools for soil regeneration. Planting crops like crimson clover, hairy vetch, or annual rye during off-seasons prevents erosion, suppresses weeds, and adds massive amounts of organic matter when turned under or cut and left on the surface. Leguminous cover crops like clover and vetch form relationships with rhizobia bacteria that convert atmospheric nitrogen into plant-available forms, effectively creating free fertilizer. Daikon radish and other deep-rooted cover crops break through compacted soil layers that prevent water infiltration and root penetration. These biodrills can penetrate 12 to 18 inches deep, creating channels that improve drainage and allow subsequent crop roots to access deeper soil layers. When the radish dies back in winter, it leaves organic matter throughout the soil profile, feeding organisms at multiple depths. Implementing crop rotation prevents specific nutrient depletion and disrupts pest and disease cycles. Following heavy feeders like tomatoes with nitrogen-fixing legumes, then transitioning to light feeders like root vegetables, creates a balanced system where the soil maintains fertility across seasons. Even the best amendments cannot overcome poor management that destroys soil structure. Minimizing tillage preserves the fungal networks and soil aggregates that take months or years to form. When cultivation is necessary, limiting it to the minimum depth and frequency protects the soil architecture. Creating permanent beds with defined pathways prevents soil compaction in growing areas. Walking on wet soil is particularly damaging, as it collapses air spaces and creates a dense, oxygen-poor environment, hostile to roots and beneficial organisms. Using boards or stepping stones to distribute weight when access is necessary helps protect soil structure during maintenance tasks. Patience is essential when reviving dead soil, as rebuilding a functional soil ecosystem takes time. Initial improvements in workability and water retention appear within weeks of adding organic matter, but rebuilding robust microbial populations and stable soil structure typically requires 1 to 3 growing seasons of consistent amendment and protection. Long-term studies from the Land Institute show that soils under continuous organic management show increasing productivity for at least 5 years before plateauing at their new, higher fertility level. The investment in natural soil building pays dividends for years, creating a self-sustaining system that requires decreasing inputs over time. Don't let tired, depleted soil discourage you from growing the garden of your dreams. With consistent application of these natural methods, even the most exhausted soil can be transformed into rich, living earth that grows abundant, healthy plants. If you found this guide valuable, subscribe to Living Soil Garden for more evidence-based growing strategies, and share this resource with fellow gardeners who are ready to rebuild their soil the natural way.